Hello, people of the internet, Board Zach here, and welcome back to yet another YouTube video. And in today's video, I am doing part 2 of my Lego Mario enemies and companions, accessories, friends, whatever you want to call them. Part 2 of my Lego Mario custom character series. So, I got quite a few comments on the first installment with King Bomb and the Monty Mole tank asking me, am I doing more? Yeah, my intention was always to do more. It's just they take time and they take, motivation. I have to have an idea. And it's hard to have an idea sometimes when it comes to stuff like this that takes some time to think about. So, obviously, as you can see, here we have two characters, two more obscure characters, but two of my favorites. Here we have Gino from Super Mario RPG. I absolutely adore Super Mario RPG. It's one of my favorite games as a kid. Recently, Gino's become pretty synonymous with his infamous several run-ins with the Smash community where people really want him to be added to the game. And now when people look at him, he's like identified as a certain part of the Smash community that's ungrateful or wants something that people think unrealistic. I love the character. I always have loved the character long before the drama surrounding him was a thing. So I absolutely wanted him in Lego form. I've seen one other person do this on Instagram, but theirs is not even remotely similar to mine. So this was entirely, I'm getting a little speck out of his, off of his head. You can see that little white speck. This is entirely my own creation. The same goes for King Goomba, who I have seen, or Goomboss. His name differs from two games. This was more based on his Mario 64 DS appearance. I've seen nobody make this figure, so this is entirely my own creation. So I am going to start with my least favorite of the two. I love both of these a lot, but my least favorite is Gino, even though I like the character a lot more. So Gino here, he has no action tile on him, which I realize some of you might have noticed that and been like, well, what does he do? The whole idea is he would be on one of the bases that Yoshi or Toad stand on, where Mario says hello to him, gets items. For me, this was more of a display piece. So this one wasn't really meant to be functional. And this was also meant to be a character that can stand beside Mario and be at the same scale as him. Obviously, Mario's turned off right now. So that was the intention here. This is completely brick built. I contemplated painting elements for the head and eyes primarily, but I decided I could pull this off without that. I think I did. Same with Goomboss, who I really did think about doing it on. He does have an articulated head, which is something that I don't think any other character in the Lego Mario series has, so I do think that's pretty good. It is a pretty simple build. His hat, I think, looks pretty great. Same with his tuft of hair. His eyes, I absolutely adore the use of these parts for his eyes, because he has such a unique eye shape, and I think that the fact that such a perfect piece exists for his eyes is great. He does articulate his arms, but you have to, well, they can move back easily, but if you want to move them forward, you have to bend them up. Obviously, this piece is a fabric piece that would react like that in universe, so it makes sense. Over here, we have his Gino Whirl arm, which is also reminiscent of his Smash Me costume, the Gunner costume. That's held on by one of those studs with the rod on it, and then it's just a Technic connector that connects the piece to the arm. I think that looks pretty great as well. I really like that part on him. And I think overall, he just looks really good. His original version was on a 4-stud wide body, but I found that he was too big next to Mario. So the perfect shape was 3 wide. There's all these bricks were the ones with like connectors on the side, so he could be a little thicker next to Mario. Sidewise, they're pretty similar in shape. He does end up being a bit bigger than Mario, but they're close, and I think Gino is larger than Mario in the game in his main form. The back of his cape was made using these pieces from, I think, Jay's Legacy tanker build. This isn't connected to this rod piece around his head, but it's meant to insinuate that. And then this is meant to be the upper whorls of his cape, which create that collared look. And then these are just Technic blue pieces up here that connect to his necklace area. I think as a whole, this looks really good. I really like the ears as well. I contemplated attempting to make this in flesh for like a moment, but he's not even flesh tone in the game. he is closer to this tan color. As a whole, I'm really proud of this. The only thing I would really change, I would like a little more detail on the eyes, but I think this fits in really well, and I just love the fact that this is a Gino build that used no paint or no stickers, which is something I use on a lot of my customs, so I was pretty proud of that. That is all for Gino. Not any functionality with Lego Mario. This is more something so I can see them standing by each other. Hopefully we get a Lego Princess Peach, and then we have Lego Toad, and then I could make Mallow, and we could have the Mario RPG lineup with Bowser too. I am hoping we get Lego Luigi as well, so Mario's not the only guy who's at this bigger scale. But there is Lego Gino. I am going to move him over here, and we are going to introduce a character that does have functionality with Mario. Not good functionality because, spoiler alert, the freaking action tag I used on the back of him is not even from his character. It's from Ninja from Series 2, and that's because it's literally the only action tag I had that wasn't being used. But here is Goomba, who I am very, very proud of this build. I just finished this one today. I'm not sure if I said that yet. And yeah, I am extremely proud of this build. This one was definitely one where I was planning on painting the eyes on, and I ended up going against it. I was using these as placeholders, and then I was using the white piece alone as a placeholder, and then I decided, what would it look like with that in there? And immediately I knew it looks perfect. You can see pupils and his red eyes. This one was based on Lego's Goomba. Obviously, I couldn't use the same color. This is a much less common color. I don't have very much of that color at all. Definitely not enough to make a figure of this size with. So I did use Lego's regular brown color, but I wanted to make it look like it was just a larger version. Same thing that King Boo does, how he's just a larger version of Lego's Boo, which ends up being comedic because it's a giant cube. And it's the same thing I did with King Bomb. So I wanted to emulate this idea. So on the side, these two chunks are meant to just look like the plates that are sticking out. Same with the top. And then he has his segments on the side, which were a little more my own idea. And then his bottom segment down here is a pretty simple build. It actually uses this brick as the core, which is these jumper bricks that have studs on the sides of them, which is one of my favorite pieces now. And I used it down there to make Goombas's lower half, and then the legs are just connected by a single stud. They're pretty flimsy, but right now they're actually staying on really well, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I used these at the end just to round off the feet a little bit, kind of to give the idea of this. I didn't have any good pieces with rounded feet as a whole, so I figured could kind of insinuate the idea of the rounded feet with those pieces. I think it looks better with them than it did without them. Once again, just the same red crown that's been on King Bomb. It's also on King Boo and on, actually I think that's it. But it's the same crown piece they've used in the other sets. On the back, there's the action tile. Once again, this is not from even a Goomba. I have plenty of Goombas, but I couldn't find any of my extra ones, and all the ones I have different face prints, so I didn't want to take from them. But as you can see, all he does is bounce on it. I would like to get either a Goomba tag or another boss tag, but both of the boss tags that exist make sounds for their respective bosses, which are Bowser and King Boo. So there's not a good one either way. So I think having an action tag on there at all is good enough. It's the same thing with King Bomb. He has a Bullet Bill boss tag or enemy tag on him. So I think it's good enough for what I'm dealing with. So yeah, overall, very simple build, but I'm also very happy with it. The core is just a 6x6 with some bricks on it that had the studs on the side, and I just connected these built upon things. I'm really proud of the face here. These teeth are using the same pieces that are up on his mustache. It kind of looks like it could be his mustache as well, but those are meant to be his teeth. His mouth is a red brick that has these curved brown pieces on there. I'm just really happy with this overall. And his eyebrows are a little up. If you put like a brick on them, you could actually get the proper angry thing. If you like put a brick beneath them and stuck them on like that, they would, if this one will stay, they would look angrier. But I'm fine with the more neutral angry, and I do like how with the way they are, You could make him look really worried about something. If you're going on Mario 64 DS standards, it could be when someone has come to free Mario who he captured in that game. So, which I think was always ironic that Mario's easiest and most disposable enemy is the one that captured him, which is the Goomba. But yeah. So here is the two builds that I showed off. I think build-wise, these are 10 times more impressive than the ones from the last video. I hope you can understand why they took some more time. I do build stuff quickly, but it's because I put a lot of thought beforehand and know how I want to do it. So when it comes to the time to build them, it's usually a pretty quick process, like how this guy only took me a couple hours, but I've been thinking about it for a while. So I'm definitely really happy with these, and I definitely plan to do more. Once again, I can't promise how long it'll be before the next video, because I want to make more enemies, but a lot of them I feel like LEGO will make, like the other Koopalings. I don't have Larry yet, but I do have Bowser Jr., obviously, because Mario came with him. The other Koopalings I would love to make, but LEGO's clearly going to make them because they made one. I think over time they'll make all 7, so I'm not going to waste my time or money on getting those. Making my own, I'll just buy Legos, and then, sorry if you heard my dogs, and, yeah, and as for other boss characters, like, I don't think they'll make a Goomboss, or, they're never in a million years would they make Gino, so that's not even a question. They might make Goomboss, they would never make Gino. So yeah, the chances of that, this guy will never be outdated. He might get outdated one day, but honestly, my ego is usually tiny when it comes to my build, but I don't think LEGO could top this. So I'd probably prefer mine anyway. I would just replace the boss tag from Legos. So yeah, that's really it for this video and these builds, and I hope you all like them as much as I do. I'm extremely proud of these. These are some of my best builds today, I think. I definitely think this is an improvement over last video, which were 2 pretty simple builds, but let me know what you think. If you think these are just as good or you don't think these are as good, let me know either way. And I hope you're all satisfied because I know people were wanting another video. I've been going more at my pace lately and not really paying, like, I love reading comments, but I don't normally let those dictate what I'm doing. But when I saw people wanted to make LEGO Mario stuff, I got some of the new sets for LEGO Mario. Motivation was there, so was inspiration, so I figured let's go ahead and do it because Gino's been done for several months, like right after I made the first video, and Goomboss here was a recent addition who I made because I loved the jungle segments from the new Mario sets. Absolutely great. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I have been uploading quite a bit lately, and I will be uploading again sometime within the next 2 weeks because Ninjago City Gardens is coming out, and there's going to be a big update for that. So for you LEGO Mario fans, I don't know how long it'll be. It won't be too ridiculously long. Maybe a month or 2. It could be a little longer, but it's not going to be very long before you see more builds, especially if you guys like these ones. It'll give me the motivation to make some more. So please let me know what you think, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.